Hello everyone and welcome back to Oodalali Disney Crafts and Fun. My name is Lindsay. In today's video, we are going to be doing a DIY Madame Leota. I have always wanted to do this craft and I was searching on YouTube and I never really found someone that actually made the head of her. I've seen people take the styrofoam heads and project images onto it, which looks super cool. And one day I'm going to try to do that for myself, but I've never seen videos where they actually make the head of it or try to replicate it. I love going on the Haunted Mansion during Christmas time at Disneyland. I think it's so magical during Halloween and Christmas time. I think it's so magical because it blends the two together so nicely. I thought it would be really fun to make a Madame Leota holiday version. And if you're interested to see how I make it, go ahead and stay tuned and we'll show you what it looks like at the end of the video. For starters, I went ahead and I printed out just a reference photo. So that's a good place to start. Then at Dollar Tree for the win as always, I found this. My intention is to cut off these bones and just so I could get the sculpt. I am going to also use these Dollar Tree pumpkins just so I could use the foam base that's inside this. I purchased from Amazon some blue lights, some blue fairy lights, as well as some Model Magic and air hardening clay. And the Model Magic I purchased from Michael's, and the air hardening clay I found at Tuesday Morning for $5 as opposed to $10, so that was a bargain. From Dollar Tree, I found some lashes and some tea light candles. So now we have our little skull, which is great. And now for the pumpkins. So again, just gonna cut off the tags. So basically, and I hate to take it apart, but that's what we're gonna do. So just gonna pull the stem off. Really easy, so it's just literally just stuffed in there. So that makes it super easy to take out. We're gonna do the exact same thing for this one. My thought process here is I needed to have something to fill this skull area, and this was kind of the perfect size to get it to where I need it to be. So I need to be able to fill this out a little bit so it's able to stand accordingly. So this pumpkin, main pumpkin, is gonna fit right in there, and this will all be hot glued down. But I'm probably gonna go ahead and angle it in there, as you can see, and then I'm just gonna take this apart and see if I can stuff some more in here. You can use whatever medium you want. I just thought, just when I was looking at the pumpkin, I'm like, that would be perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pretty much just cut this in half. This is what our little face looks like right now. And it's not really standing up by itself just yet because it needs some more support, but it will get there as soon as we start adding stuff. All right, so now I'm just gonna go in with the Model Magic. I chose gray, but you can choose any color. It really doesn't matter because, like I said, this is not going to show. So I think primarily for now anyways, I'm going to just start and just start covering this back area. After the modeling clay dries for 24 hours, I am going in with the air hardening clay, and I use water to smooth out the clay as it makes it easier to blend the pieces together and to soften the seams. Once the clay dried, which took a good 72 hours, I did notice that there were unsightly cracks. So I went to the dollar store and bought some spackle to fill in those cracks, and this stuff was amazing. It did such a good job, as you can see, and smoothed out any imperfections. So highly, highly recommend the spackle from Dollar Tree. Next, I'm taking the Dollar Tree chalk paint in black and using this as a base before we go in with color, so I cover the entire head using the black chalk paint. I used a mixture of blues and white to get a soft, deathly pallor that Madame Leota has, and again covered the entire head with this mixture of color. I used the same chalk paint to add the features. I began with the eyebrows and then moved on to the eyes. And let me tell you, I don't do makeup very well, and winged liners is not my forte, aka I don't do them at all. But somehow I managed to get it to look decently on her. I found that the trick is to just take your time, and if you make a mistake, you can just start again with a new coat of paint and then go back in with the black paint. And let's not forget the nostrils, so don't forget to paint the nostrils as well. For her lips, I started dark and added the lighter colors on top of it to make it pop ever so slightly. And this was another feature that I had to redo several times. I couldn't quite get the shape right. Part of it turned out too voluptuous, then it turned out too wimpy looking. So I think at the very end, I figured out a good enough lip for her. But this took me a couple tries, I'm not gonna lie. Now for the Dollar Tree lashes. These lashes are dramatic. I mean, spaceships could land on it. They are so long, and dramatic is the only word I can think of, but it was what I needed for the effect I was going for. I glued the lashes down using crazy glue, and once that dried, I did go over the top and the bottom of the lash with the same black paint to hide any glue marks. What did I tell you? Holy Batman lashes. I found this wig on Amazon, and this was probably the most intimidating part for me. I don't style hair at all, so I'm not good at hair, I'm not good at makeup. And the wig was just really smooth and soft and slippery, but a can of Dollar Tree hairspray later, and I could get the wig to stand on its own. And I also wouldn't recommend using the Dollar Tree hairspray on your own hair. It was super sticky. It had a very powerful scent to it as well. So it's not something that I would personally recommend to use. It's fine if you're doing a project like this, but on your own hair, probably go to Target. But yeah, definitely play around with the hair, especially for this look. The more you tousle it and hairspray it, the better and more voluminous it will be. And as you can see, I began to hot glue the wig around the head, tucking in the bits of the hairnet to make it look like the hair was naturally coming from her head. And so here you can see me tousling the hair, separating the bits and pieces. And then I took the hair and brought the ends up to the crown of the head to give it that floating hair look, and sprayed the shiz out of it to keep it in place, as well as used a couple of bobby pins. I found this glass jar from Dollar Tree that I glued to the base of the head to give the head the elevated floating look, and I covered the jar by fluffing the hair at the front, hairspraying it, and then fluffing again. Now this is a holiday edition Madame Leota, so I decided to embellish the hair with snowflake buttons to give her a first fallen snow look, and I really loved how it turned out. It looked really dainty on her. For her base, I'm using this Dollar Tree pizza pan and doilies, also from Dollar Tree, along with this beautiful gold fringe from Joann's to decorate the perimeter of the pizza pan. And I really loved the way it looked. It was great. And then attached to the bottom of the pan, which I didn't get a chance to record, I had purchased from Hobby Lobby a red cake. It was a ceramic cake stand, I guess you would call it, and I got it for half off during their Christmas sale, and it was red, so it matched perfectly with the holiday theme I was going for. So I attached that underneath the pizza pan, but unfortunately I don't have footage of that, so that's why I'm mentioning it here. To add the fairy lights, I started at one part of the head and worked my way around, literally tucking and stringing the lights through the hair. And as you can see, I go through different parts of the hair and pull the strands of the fairy lights up into the hair and out. So it does look like the lights are coming from within her hair. This huge fishbowl, glass fishbowl, I found from Michael's and it was perfect. The only thing I didn't like was at the top, which is really the bottom, was flat. So I covered that with a Santa hat, as you will see in a bit. I didn't glue the glass down. I decided against that as I wanted to be able to access the head if I ever needed to, maybe to adjust one of the lights. So I kept that not glued down. And next I'm using this Santa hat, also from Dollar Tree. I filled it with balls of paper towels to give it some rigidity and volume, and hot glued the entire hat down to the top of the glass. I did decide, as you'll see at the very end, I added some clear fairy lights into the cuff of the Santa hat to make that glow and just give it a little bit more pizzazz. All right guys, so that is it for today's video. I really hope you loved watching that whole process. I know there's a lot. I know this is kind of an elevated craft, but it was so much fun to do and to challenge myself because it was a challenge. It was a project that at times I'm like, how am I gonna pull this off? When I got the wig, I was like, what am I supposed to do with this? I don't even know how to do my own hair. So it was a learning process. This was my first time doing it, and I know the next time if I end up doing this project again, there are definitely some things that I probably would tweak and change. But for the most part, I am so happy with how it turned out. And I really hope you guys enjoyed it. And maybe for next year, Halloween into Christmas, you'll be able to make your own Madame Leota and have that on display for your home. So especially if you're a Disney fan, Haunted Mansion fan, which I am, of course. So it's just really fun and decorative. So I hope you guys give this craft a try, maybe for next year for your Halloween parties, into Christmas, and you can change it up for each holiday. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and ring the bell for notifications for future Disney content to come. I've got a lot more coming for this holiday season, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, I will see you in my next video. Take care, guys. Bye.